Throughout history, Stoics have been known not just for their wisdom, but for their deep understanding of human nature. They've observed and mastered the psychology of relationships, discerning the types of women who are truly worth their attention and those who are not. One of the most critical lessons they've passed down is the ability to recognize the signs of a woman who may not be loyal, one who could betray your trust when you least expect it. Understanding these signs is essential for any man who seeks to protect his heart and live a life free from unnecessary pain. In this episode, we will dive deep into the characteristics of women who are most likely to cheat. By the end, you'll have a clear understanding of the types of women who might not have your best interests at heart, allowing you to navigate relationships with more confidence and wisdom. So, make sure to watch till the end, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment below with your thoughts. Let's get started. Chapter 1: Materialistic Women. Materialistic women are often driven by a strong desire for wealth, status, and possessions. Their attraction to you may be rooted more in what you can provide than in who you are as a person. This type of woman tends to place a higher value on material goods than on emotional connections, which can make her more susceptible to infidelity if she perceives that someone else can offer her more of what she desires. For her, a relationship is often transactional, where love and affection are secondary to the financial and social benefits she can gain. In relationships, materialistic women may initially appear very attentive and affectionate, as long as their needs are being met. However, this affection is often conditional, based on what they can gain from the relationship rather than a deep emotional connection. They may be drawn to men who can provide them with a certain lifestyle, whether it's through expensive gifts, luxurious vacations, or the status that comes with being with someone who is wealthy or influential. This focus on material wealth can overshadow the emotional aspects of the relationship, making it difficult to build a genuine and lasting connection. For instance, if a woman is primarily concerned with your financial status, the kind of gifts you can give her, or the lifestyle you can provide, it's a clear sign that her loyalty might be tied to her material needs rather than a genuine emotional connection. She may constantly compare what you offer to what others could provide, leading her to feel dissatisfied or unfulfilled if she believes she could do better elsewhere. Stoics have long understood that true contentment and happiness come from within, not from external possessions or wealth. A woman who is obsessed with material wealth is unlikely to find lasting satisfaction in a relationship based on love alone. A constant search for more, for the next best thing, might lead her to stray when someone else offers her what she perceives as a better deal. The danger with a materialistic woman is that her loyalty is often as fleeting as her interest in the latest luxury item. If she perceives that someone else can offer her more, whether it's a wealthier man, a more extravagant lifestyle, or simply more attention to her material needs, she might be tempted to cheat or leave the relationship altogether. This doesn't mean that women shouldn't appreciate nice things. Enjoying the finer things in life is natural for many people. However, there's a clear difference between appreciating something and being consumed by it. A materialistic woman might be more likely to cheat when her material needs aren't met, or when she finds someone who can offer her more, whether financially or materially. This type of behavior can be subtle at first. She might begin by making small comments about wanting more expensive gifts or hinting that she wishes you could provide a better lifestyle. Over time, these small hints can grow into larger issues, where the focus of the relationship shifts away from emotional intimacy and towards fulfilling her material desires. It's important to recognize these signs early in the relationship to protect yourself from future heartbreak. If you notice that your partner is more concerned with what you can buy her than with spending quality time together, or if she seems to value the status that comes with your relationship more than the relationship itself, these are red flags. A relationship should be built on mutual respect, trust, and emotional connection, not on a transactional basis where love and affection are tied to financial gain. Another aspect to consider is the pressure that a materialistic partner can place on you. Constantly trying to meet her material expectations can be exhausting and financially draining, leading to stress and resentment in the relationship. You might find yourself feeling unappreciated, as though your efforts to make her happy are never enough. This can create a cycle of dissatisfaction where no matter what you provide, it's never sufficient to keep her content. Over time, this can erode the foundation of the relationship, leading to emotional distance and eventually, the breakdown of the partnership. A healthy relationship should be about building each other up, supporting one another's goals, and finding joy in each other's company, regardless of material wealth. When a woman is more focused on what you can give her financially than on who you are as a person, it's a clear sign that the relationship is unbalanced and potentially harmful. It's important to have open and honest conversations about values, expectations, and what each partner brings to the relationship. If her primary concern is material gain, it might be worth re-evaluating whether this is the right relationship for you. Ultimately, the Stoic approach to relationships emphasizes the importance of inner contentment and emotional fulfillment over external possessions. A woman who is truly worth your attention will value you for who you are, not for what you can provide materially. She will appreciate the emotional connection you share, the support you give each other, and the joy you find in each other's company, without constantly seeking more from the outside world. By recognizing the signs of materialism early on, you can protect yourself from entering into a relationship that's built on shaky ground, and instead focus on building a partnership that's based on genuine love and mutual respect. Chapter 2: The Unapologetic Flirt. The unapologetic flirt is a woman who thrives on attention, particularly male attention. She's confident, charismatic, and knows exactly how to use her charm to get what she wants. While at first, this type of woman may seem fun and exciting, her constant need for validation from other men can be a significant red flag in a relationship. She enjoys the thrill of the chase and often engages in flirtatious behavior without considering the consequences. For the Stoic man who values loyalty and emotional depth, this type of woman can be a source of frustration and heartbreak. In the early stages of a relationship, the unapologetic flirt may shower you with attention, making you feel like you're the only person in the room. She's playful, witty, and knows how to make you feel special. However, this behavior is not exclusive to you. The unapologetic flirt craves the attention and admiration of others, and she's not afraid to seek it out wherever she can find it. Whether it's through social media interactions, conversations with strangers, or even harmless banter with friends, her flirtatious nature is always on display. This constant need for attention can create insecurity and distrust in a relationship. You may find yourself questioning her loyalty or wondering if she's truly committed to you. The unapologetic flirt often justifies her behavior by claiming it's harmless fun or that it's just part of her personality. However, the reality is that this behavior can be damaging to the emotional foundation of a relationship. When a woman is constantly seeking validation from other men, it's a sign that she may not be fully satisfied or invested in the relationship she has with you. The unapologetic flirt is often motivated by a need for external validation, which can stem from deeper insecurities or a desire to boost her self-esteem. She may not be consciously aware of how her actions affect others, but her behavior can create a cycle of attention-seeking that's difficult to break. This can lead to situations where she crosses boundaries or engages in behavior that could be considered disloyal. For example, she might enjoy the attention of a male coworker, or she might entertain flirtatious messages from an old friend. While she may not intend to cheat, her actions can still cause emotional pain and strain the relationship. Stoics believe in the importance of self-control and emotional resilience, and dealing with an unapologetic flirt can test these principles. It's important to have open and honest conversations about boundaries and expectations in the relationship. If she truly values the relationship, she should be willing to understand your concerns and work on curbing her flirtatious behavior. However, if she dismisses your feelings or continues to seek attention from others, it may be a sign that she's not fully committed to building a stable and loyal partnership. Another issue with the unapologetic flirt is that her behavior can lead to a pattern of emotional manipulation. She may use her charm to get out of difficult situations or to avoid taking responsibility for her actions. For example, if you confront her about her flirtatious behavior, she might downplay it, saying that you're overreacting or that she was just being friendly. This can create a dynamic where you're constantly questioning yourself and your perceptions of the relationship. Over time, this can erode your self-confidence and make it difficult to trust her or anyone else. It's also important to consider how this behavior affects your sense of security in the relationship. A healthy relationship should be built on trust, respect, and mutual understanding. When one partner is constantly seeking attention from others, it undermines these core values and creates an environment of uncertainty. You may find yourself feeling jealous, anxious, or even resentful, which can lead to conflicts and a breakdown in communication. These negative emotions can be toxic to the relationship, making it difficult to maintain a strong and healthy connection. For the Stoic man who values emotional stability and integrity, being in a relationship with an unapologetic flirt can be particularly challenging. Stoicism teaches the importance of focusing on what you can control and letting go of what you cannot. In this case, you cannot control her actions, but you can control how you respond to them. It's crucial to evaluate whether this relationship aligns with your values and whether it's worth the emotional toll it may take on you. If you find that the unapologetic flirt's behavior is causing more harm than good, it may be time to reconsider the relationship. While it's possible for people to change, true change requires self-awareness, commitment, and effort. If she's not willing to acknowledge the impact of her behavior and work towards a healthier dynamic, it's unlikely that the relationship will be fulfilling in the long term. As a Stoic, you deserve a partner who values and respects you and who is committed to building a relationship based on trust and mutual respect. Chapter 3: Women Who Lack Attention. Women who lack attention, whether it's from a partner, friends, or family, can be particularly vulnerable to cheating. When a woman feels neglected or undervalued, she may seek validation and emotional support from others, which can lead to infidelity. This type of woman is often looking for someone who can fill the void left by the lack of attention in her life. For the Stoic man, who understands the importance of emotional balance and self-sufficiency, it's crucial to recognize the signs of a woman who might be driven to cheat due to a lack of attention. In a relationship, attention is a form of emotional currency. It's how partners express care, affection, and appreciation for one another. When this attention is lacking, it can create a sense of loneliness and dissatisfaction. A woman who feels ignored or unappreciated may begin to seek attention elsewhere, whether consciously or subconsciously. This can start with harmless interactions, like spending more time with friends or engaging in hobbies, but it can quickly escalate to emotional or physical affairs if she finds someone who provides the attention she craves. For example, if a woman constantly complains about feeling lonely or mentions that she doesn't feel valued in the relationship, it's a sign that she's not getting the attention she needs. She might start to withdraw emotionally, becoming distant or uninterested in the relationship. Alternatively, she might become more needy or demanding, trying to get you to notice her or spend more time with her. In some cases, she may even start flirting with other men or engaging in behaviors designed to make you jealous, all in an attempt to get the attention she feels she's missing. Stoicism teaches the importance of self-awareness and emotional regulation. It's important to recognize when your partner is feeling neglected and to take steps to address these issues before they become bigger problems. Communication is key in these situations. It's important to have open and honest conversations about how you can both meet each other's needs in the relationship. This might involve spending more quality time together, showing more appreciation for each other, or simply being more present in each other's lives. However, it's also important to recognize that some women have an insatiable need for attention that no single partner can satisfy. This can be due to deep-seated insecurities, past traumas, or a personality that craves constant validation. If a woman's need for attention is excessive or unrealistic, it can create a toxic dynamic in the relationship. You may find yourself constantly trying to meet her demands, only to find that it's never enough. This can lead to feelings of frustration, resentment, and burnout as you struggle to keep up with her needs. In such cases, it's important to set healthy boundaries and to have realistic expectations for the relationship. While it's natural to want to make your partner happy, it's not your responsibility to fulfill all of her emotional needs, especially if they're excessive or unreasonable. A healthy relationship should be a partnership where both people contribute to each other's happiness and well-being. If one person is constantly demanding attention while the other is left feeling drained and unappreciated, it's a sign that the relationship is out of balance. It's also important to consider how this dynamic affects your own well-being. Stoicism teaches the importance of self-care and emotional resilience. If you find that your partner's need for attention is taking a toll on your mental and emotional health, it may be time to reevaluate the relationship. It's possible to support your partner and show her attention without sacrificing your own well-being. However, if she's unwilling to meet you halfway or if her need for attention is causing significant strain in the relationship, it may be a sign that the relationship is not healthy or sustainable. Ultimately, the goal is to create a relationship that is balanced and fulfilling for both partners. This means being attentive and supportive, but also setting healthy boundaries and maintaining your own emotional health. If your partner is struggling with a lack of attention, it's important to address these issues early on and to work together to find solutions that work for both of you. However, if her need for attention is excessive or if she's using it as an excuse to seek validation from others, it may be a sign that the relationship is not built on a solid foundation. Chapter 4: The Manipulative Woman. The manipulative woman is one of the most challenging types to deal with in a relationship. She's skilled at using psychological tactics to control and influence those around her, often in subtle and insidious ways. This type of woman may seem sweet and charming on the surface, but underneath, she's always calculating her next move. For the Stoic man who values honesty, integrity, and emotional balance, being in a relationship with a manipulative woman can be emotionally draining and destructive. Manipulative women often use a variety of tactics to maintain control in a relationship. One of the most common is guilt tripping. She might make you feel responsible for her happiness or blame you for any problems that arise in the relationship. For example, if you don't do something she wants, she might accuse you of not caring about her or not being invested in the relationship. This can create a dynamic where you're constantly trying to please her or avoid upsetting her, which gives her a sense of power and control over you. Another tactic manipulative women often use is emotional blackmail. She might threaten to leave you, withdraw her affection, or create drama if she doesn't get her way. This can make you feel like you're walking on eggshells, always trying to avoid triggering her negative reactions. Over time, this can lead to a loss of self-confidence and a feeling of being trapped in the relationship. The manipulative woman knows how to push your buttons and will use this knowledge to keep you in line and maintain control. Stoicism teaches the importance of emotional resilience and self-control. Dealing with a manipulative woman requires you to be aware of her tactics and to refuse to be drawn into her games. It's important to set clear boundaries and to communicate openly about your needs and expectations in the relationship. If she tries to manipulate you through guilt or emotional blackmail, it's important to stay calm and not react emotionally. Instead, focus on addressing the underlying issues and making it clear that manipulation is not acceptable. Another aspect of the manipulative woman is her tendency to play the victim. She might exaggerate her problems or make you feel sorry for her in order to get what she wants. For example, she might claim that she's been hurt in the past and that she's afraid of being hurt again, which she uses as an excuse to control your behavior or demand constant reassurance. While it's important to be empathetic and supportive, it's also important to recognize when someone is using their past experiences as a tool for manipulation. The manipulative woman might also engage in gaslighting, a tactic where she makes you question your own perceptions or reality. For example, if you confront her about her behavior, she might deny it or accuse you of being overly sensitive. She might twist your words or actions to make it seem like you're the one with the problem. Over time, this can erode your sense of self and make you doubt your own judgment. Gaslighting is a particularly insidious form of manipulation, as it can lead to a loss of confidence and a feeling of being disconnected from reality. For the Stoic man, it's crucial to maintain your sense of self and to stay grounded in your own values and principles. It's important to recognize when someone is trying to manipulate you and to refuse to engage in their games. This might mean standing up for yourself, setting clear boundaries, or even walking away from the relationship if it becomes too toxic. Stoicism teaches the importance of inner strength and emotional balance, and dealing with a manipulative woman requires you to tap into these qualities. It's also important to consider the long-term effects of being in a relationship with a manipulative woman. Over time, her tactics can weigh you down, leading to feelings of resentment, frustration, and even depression. You might find yourself constantly on edge, always trying to avoid conflict or trying to keep her happy. This can take a toll on your mental and emotional health, making it difficult to maintain a positive outlook on life. The manipulative woman thrives on control, and if you're not careful, she can end up controlling every aspect of your life. Ultimately, the decision to stay in or leave a relationship with a manipulative woman is up to you. However, it's important to be aware of the signs of manipulation and to take steps to protect yourself. This might mean seeking support from friends, family, or a therapist, or it might mean ending the relationship if it becomes too harmful. Stoicism teaches the importance of self-care and emotional resilience, and it's crucial to prioritize your own well-being in any relationship. A healthy relationship should be based on mutual respect, trust, and understanding. If you find yourself constantly dealing with manipulation, it's a sign that the relationship is not healthy and may not be sustainable in the long term. By recognizing the signs of manipulation early on, you can take steps to protect yourself and ensure that you're in a relationship that's supportive, fulfilling, and aligned with your values. Chapter 5: The Commitment-Phobic Woman. The commitment-phobic woman is a type that can be particularly frustrating for the Stoic man who values stability and long-term relationships. This woman has a deep-seated fear of commitment, which can manifest in various ways. She might be constantly indecisive about the future, hesitant to define the relationship, or quick to withdraw when things start getting serious. For the Stoic, who seeks consistency and loyalty, dealing with a commitment-phobic woman can be an exhausting and ultimately unfulfilling experience. In the beginning, the commitment-phobic woman might seem like the perfect partner. She's fun, engaging, and seems genuinely interested in you. However, as the relationship progresses, you might start to notice signs of her fear of commitment. She might avoid conversations about the future or become anxious when you try to make plans together. She might keep the relationship casual, insisting on maintaining her independence and avoiding any labels or long-term commitments. This behavior can create a sense of instability and uncertainty in the relationship, making it difficult to build a solid foundation. One of the most frustrating aspects of dealing with a commitment-phobic woman is her tendency to send mixed signals. She might show affection and interest one day, only to pull back the next. This push-pull dynamic can leave you feeling confused and uncertain about where you stand in the relationship. The commitment-phobic woman might also have a pattern of starting relationships with great enthusiasm, only to lose interest once things start getting serious. This can lead to a cycle of short-lived relationships, where she never fully invests in any one partnership. Stoicism teaches the importance of self-awareness and emotional balance. When dealing with a commitment-phobic woman, it's important to recognize her behavior for what it is and not take it personally. Her fear of commitment is likely rooted in past experiences or deep-seated insecurities, and it's not something you can fix or change. Instead, focus on maintaining your own emotional stability and not getting caught up in her push-pull dynamics. It's important to set clear boundaries and communicate your own needs and expectations in the relationship. The commitment-phobic woman might also engage in self-sabotage, where she unconsciously undermines the relationship to avoid getting too close. For example, she might start arguments over trivial matters, create distance by focusing on her career or hobbies, or even cheat as a way to sabotage the relationship. This behavior is often driven by a fear of vulnerability and intimacy, and it can make it difficult to build a meaningful and lasting connection. For the Stoic man who values loyalty and emotional depth, this type of behavior can be particularly challenging to deal with. Another issue with the commitment-phobic woman is her tendency to keep her options open. She might maintain contact with exes, flirt with other men, or avoid fully committing to the relationship in case something better comes along. This can create a sense of insecurity and doubt in the relationship, as you're never quite sure where you stand. The commitment-phobic woman might also avoid introducing you to her friends or family, or she might resist making long-term plans together. These behaviors are all signs that she's not fully invested in the relationship and is keeping her options open. For the Stoic man, it's important to recognize these signs early on and to decide whether this is the type of relationship you want to be in. While it's possible for people to overcome their fear of commitment, it's not something that can be forced or rushed. It requires self-awareness, willingness to change, and a commitment to working through the underlying issues. If the commitment-phobic woman is not willing to address her fears and work towards a healthier relationship, it's unlikely that the relationship will be fulfilling in the long term. It's also important to consider how this dynamic affects your own well-being. Constantly dealing with mixed signals, uncertainty, and a lack of commitment can be emotionally exhausting. You might find yourself constantly questioning the relationship, trying to figure out where you stand, or wondering if you're doing something wrong. This can lead to feelings of frustration, anxiety, and even resentment. Stoicism teaches the importance of focusing on what you can control and letting go of what you cannot. In this case, you cannot control her fear of commitment, but you can control how you respond to it. Ultimately, the decision to stay in or leave a relationship with a commitment-phobic woman is up to you. However, it's important to be realistic about what you can expect from the relationship. If you're looking for a stable, long-term partnership, it may be difficult to achieve that with someone who has a deep-seated fear of commitment. It's important to have open and honest conversations about your needs and expectations and to be willing to walk away if the relationship is not meeting them. A healthy relationship should be built on trust, mutual respect, and a shared vision for the future. If the commitment-phobic woman is unable or unwilling to commit to these principles, it may be time to reconsider the relationship. By recognizing the signs of commitment phobia early on, you can protect yourself from entering into a relationship that's destined to be unstable and unfulfilling. Instead, focus on finding a partner who shares your values and is committed to building a relationship that's based on loyalty, trust, and emotional depth. Chapter 6. The one with low self-esteem. A woman with low self-esteem can be one of the most emotionally taxing types to be in a relationship with. Her lack of self-worth often manifests in ways that can strain the relationship, leading to dependency, insecurity, and constant validation seeking. For the Stoic man who values emotional balance and self-reliance, being with a woman who struggles with low self-esteem can be challenging, as it requires navigating her insecurities without losing sight of your own needs and boundaries. A woman with low self-esteem often doubts her value and may constantly seek reassurance from you. She might frequently ask if you love her, need constant compliments, or become overly anxious about your commitment to the relationship. While it's natural to want to reassure your partner, when these needs become excessive, it can create an unhealthy dynamic where you feel like you're always walking on eggshells to avoid triggering her insecurities. This type of woman may also exhibit signs of jealousy and possessiveness, fearing that you might leave her for someone she perceives as better. She might question your interactions with other women, become upset if you spend time with friends without her, or even accuse you of being unfaithful based on little to no evidence. This constant fear of abandonment can make it difficult to build a trusting and secure relationship, as you're always having to prove your loyalty and commitment. Low self-esteem can also lead to dependency, where she relies on you for her sense of worth and happiness. This can place a heavy burden on you as you become responsible for her emotional well-being. Over time, this dependency can lead to resentment, as you may feel overwhelmed by the constant need to reassure and support her. It's important to recognize that while you can offer support, you cannot fix her self-esteem issues. True self-worth must come from within. Stoicism teaches the importance of self-reliance and emotional resilience. It's crucial to set boundaries and communicate openly with a woman who struggles with low self-esteem. Encourage her to seek professional help or engage in activities that boost her confidence and self-worth. However, it's also important to recognize when her insecurities are negatively impacting the relationship and your own well-being. If she's unwilling to work on her self-esteem issues, or if her behavior becomes toxic, it may be necessary to reconsider the relationship. Another aspect to consider is how her low self-esteem affects her behavior in the relationship. She may engage in self-sabotage, pushing you away out of fear that you'll eventually leave her. This can manifest in various ways, such as picking fights over trivial matters, withdrawing emotionally, or testing your commitment by creating unnecessary drama. This behavior can be exhausting and can erode the emotional foundation of the relationship. The Stoic approach to dealing with a partner who has low self-esteem is to remain calm, compassionate, and supportive, but also to maintain your own emotional health and boundaries. It's important to recognize that you cannot be her sole source of validation and that it's not your responsibility to fix her self-esteem issues. Encourage her to develop her own sense of worth and to seek out activities and relationships that help her feel more confident and secure. Ultimately, a healthy relationship requires both partners to have a sense of self-worth and emotional balance. If a woman's low self-esteem is causing significant strain in the relationship and she's unwilling or unable to work on these issues, it may be time to reconsider whether the relationship is sustainable. While it's possible for people to grow and change, this requires self-awareness, effort, and a willingness to address the underlying issues. If she's not willing to do this, it's unlikely that the relationship will be fulfilling in the long term. Chapter 7. The Spoiled Brat. The spoiled brat is a type of woman who has been indulged and pampered to the point where she expects the world to cater to her every whim. She's used to getting what she wants when she wants it, and she doesn't take no for an answer. For the Stoic man who values discipline, self-control, and fairness, being in a relationship with a spoiled brat can be incredibly frustrating and draining. This type of woman is often demanding, self-centered, and lacks the ability to empathize with others, making her a challenging partner. The spoiled brat is accustomed to having things her way, and she's not afraid to throw tantrums or use emotional manipulation to get what she wants. Whether it's insisting on expensive gifts, demanding constant attention, or expecting you to drop everything to cater to her needs, she's used to being the center of attention. This behavior can create an unbalanced relationship where you're constantly giving while she's constantly taking. Over time, this dynamic can lead to feelings of resentment and frustration as you realize that the relationship is more about fulfilling her desires than building a partnership. One of the most difficult aspects of dealing with a spoiled brat is her sense of entitlement. She believes that she deserves the best of everything, often without putting in any effort or consideration for others. This can manifest in various ways, such as expecting you to pay for everything, refusing to compromise on decisions, or becoming angry when things don't go her way. Her sense of entitlement can make it difficult to have a healthy, balanced relationship, as she's more focused on what she can get out of the relationship rather than what she can contribute. Stoicism teaches the importance of fairness, self-control, and mutual respect in relationships. When dealing with a spoiled brat, it's important to set clear boundaries and to communicate your expectations for the relationship. This might involve having difficult conversations about finances, responsibilities, and mutual respect. It's important to make it clear that a relationship is a partnership and both partners need to contribute equally to its success. If she's unwilling to compromise or recognize the importance of mutual respect, it may be a sign that the relationship is not sustainable. Another challenge with the spoiled brat is her tendency to use emotional manipulation to get what she wants. She might sulk, pout, or even throw tantrums if things don't go her way. She might also use guilt or shame to pressure you into giving in to her demands. For example, she might accuse you of not caring about her if you don't buy her an expensive gift, or she might withhold affection until she gets what she wants. This type of behavior is not only manipulative, but it's also toxic, as it creates an environment where you're constantly trying to avoid conflict by giving in to her demands. The spoiled brat is also likely to have unrealistic expectations about the relationship. She might expect you to be available 24/7, to shower her with expensive gifts, or to cater to her every whim without question. These expectations can create a significant strain on the relationship, as you may feel overwhelmed by her constant demands and frustrated by her lack of consideration for your needs. It's important to have open and honest conversations about what is realistic and fair in the relationship, and to set boundaries to protect your own well-being. For the Stoic man, it's crucial to maintain your sense of self-respect and not allow yourself to be manipulated or taken advantage of. Stoicism teaches the importance of self-discipline and fairness, and it's important to apply these principles in your relationships. If the spoiled brat is unwilling to recognize the importance of mutual respect and compromise, it may be time to reconsider whether the relationship is healthy and sustainable. A relationship with a spoiled brat can be particularly challenging because her behavior is often deeply ingrained and difficult to change. She may have been indulged and pampered her entire life, making it difficult for her to understand the importance of mutual respect and compromise. While it's possible for people to change, it requires a willingness to recognize the problem and make an effort to address it. If she's not willing to do this, it's unlikely that the relationship will be fulfilling in the long term. Ultimately, a healthy relationship requires both partners to contribute equally and to respect each other's needs and boundaries. If you find yourself constantly catering to a spoiled brat's demands without getting anything in return, it's important to recognize that this dynamic is not healthy or sustainable. By setting clear boundaries and communicating openly, you can protect yourself from being taken advantage of and ensure that you're in a relationship that's based on mutual respect and fairness. Chapter 8: The Overly Competitive Woman. The overly competitive woman is driven by a need to be the best at everything, even if it means competing with you in the relationship. This type of woman is often ambitious, driven, and highly focused on success, but her competitive nature can create tension and conflict in the relationship. For the Stoic man, who values cooperation, harmony, and mutual support, being in a relationship with an overly competitive woman can be exhausting, as it can feel like you're constantly in a battle rather than a partnership. The overly competitive woman thrives on challenges and often views life as a series of competitions. Whether it's her career, social status, or even the relationship itself, she's always striving to be better, faster, and more successful than everyone else, including you. This can manifest in various ways, such as trying to outdo you in your career achievements, comparing your successes and failures, or even trying to one-up you in everyday tasks. While a certain level of ambition and drive can be healthy, when it becomes a constant competition, it can create tension and resentment in the relationship. One of the main challenges of being in a relationship with an overly competitive woman is that it can undermine the sense of teamwork and mutual support that's essential for a healthy partnership. Instead of working together to achieve common goals, you may find yourself in a constant struggle for dominance or recognition. This can create a dynamic where you're both more focused on winning or being right than on supporting each other and building a strong, cooperative relationship. Stoicism teaches the importance of cooperation, harmony, and mutual support in relationships. When dealing with an overly competitive woman, it's important to recognize the potential impact of her behavior on the relationship and to address it openly and honestly. Encourage her to view the relationship as a partnership where both of you work together to achieve shared goals rather than as a competition where one person has to come out on top. It's also important to set boundaries and to communicate your own needs and expectations clearly. Another challenge with the overly competitive woman is her tendency to compare herself to others constantly. She might compare your relationship to those of other couples, your achievements to those of her friends or colleagues, or even her own success to yours. This constant comparison can create a sense of insecurity and dissatisfaction, as she may feel that she's never good enough or that the relationship is not living up to her expectations. It's important to address these comparisons and to focus on what makes your relationship unique and valuable rather than constantly measuring it against others. The overly competitive woman might also struggle with accepting vulnerability or admitting weakness. She might see vulnerability as a sign of weakness and may avoid expressing her emotions or admitting when she needs help. This can create a barrier in the relationship, making it difficult for you to connect with her on a deeper emotional level. Stoicism teaches the importance of emotional resilience and self-awareness, and it's important to encourage her to embrace vulnerability as a strength rather than a weakness. For the Stoic man, it's crucial to maintain your sense of self-worth and not get caught up in the competitive dynamics of the relationship. It's important to recognize that a healthy relationship is not about winning or being better than your partner, but about working together to achieve common goals and supporting each other's growth and success. If the overly competitive woman is unwilling to shift her perspective and continues to prioritize competition over cooperation, it may be necessary to reconsider the relationship. Ultimately, a healthy relationship requires both partners to view each other as equals and to work together to build a strong, supportive partnership. If the relationship is constantly marred by competition and rivalry, it can be difficult to achieve the emotional connection and mutual support that's essential for long-term success. By addressing these issues openly and setting clear boundaries, you can protect yourself from getting caught up in unhealthy dynamics and ensure that you're in a relationship that's based on mutual respect, cooperation, and emotional balance. Chapter 9: The Drama Queen. The drama queen is a woman who thrives on chaos, conflict, and emotional intensity. She's constantly creating drama, whether it's through arguments, gossip, or exaggerated emotions. For the Stoic man, who values peace, stability, and emotional balance, being in a relationship with a drama queen can be exhausting and overwhelming. Her constant need for excitement and attention can create a chaotic and unstable environment that makes it difficult to build a healthy, stable relationship. The drama queen loves to be the center of attention, and she often creates drama as a way to keep herself in the spotlight. She might blow small issues out of proportion, create conflicts where none exist, or exaggerate her emotions to get a reaction from you. This constant drama can create a toxic environment where you're always on edge, wondering what the next crisis will be. Over time, this can lead to feelings of stress, anxiety, and even burnout, as you're constantly dealing with her emotional outbursts and demands for attention. One of the most challenging aspects of being in a relationship with a drama queen is her tendency to create conflict. She might pick fights over trivial matters, stir up arguments just for the sake of excitement, or create drama in your social circle by gossiping or spreading rumors. This behavior can create a toxic environment where you're constantly dealing with conflict and tension. It can also lead to a breakdown in trust and communication, as you may start to avoid certain topics or situations to prevent drama from escalating. Stoicism teaches the importance of emotional balance and self-control. When dealing with a drama queen, it's important to remain calm and not get drawn into her emotional intensity. Recognize that her behavior is often a way to seek attention or validation, and that reacting emotionally will only fuel the drama. Instead, focus on maintaining your own emotional balance and setting clear boundaries. It's important to communicate that while you care about her feelings, you will not engage in unnecessary drama or conflict. Another challenge with the drama queen is her tendency to play the victim. She might exaggerate her problems, blame others for her issues, or create a narrative where she's always the one being wronged. This can make it difficult to have honest and productive conversations, as she may be more focused on gaining sympathy than on addressing the underlying issues. It's important to recognize when she's playing the victim and to encourage her to take responsibility for her actions and emotions. The drama queen might also have a flair for the dramatic in her everyday life. She might make a big deal out of small things, whether it's a minor inconvenience, a perceived slight, or an everyday decision. This can make it difficult to navigate everyday situations, as you may find yourself constantly dealing with her exaggerated reactions and emotional outbursts. Stoicism teaches the importance of focusing on what you can control and letting go of what you cannot, and it's important to apply this principle when dealing with a drama queen. For the Stoic man, it's crucial to maintain your sense of peace and emotional stability when dealing with a drama queen. It's important to set clear boundaries and to communicate your expectations for the relationship. Let her know that while you care about her, you will not engage in unnecessary drama or emotional manipulation. Encourage her to find healthier ways to express her emotions and to seek out activities or relationships that provide her with the excitement and attention she craves in a more positive way. Ultimately, a healthy relationship requires both partners to contribute to a stable and supportive environment. If a drama queen's constant need for attention and excitement is creating chaos and conflict in the relationship, it may be necessary to reconsider whether the relationship is healthy and sustainable. While it's possible for people to change, it requires a willingness to recognize the problem and make an effort to address it. If she's not willing to do this, it's unlikely that the relationship will be fulfilling in the long term. By setting clear boundaries, maintaining your own emotional balance, and focusing on building a stable and supportive relationship, you can protect yourself from getting caught up in the drama and ensure that you're in a relationship that's based on mutual respect, peace, and emotional balance. In the journey of life, the Stoic man understands the profound importance of choosing a partner who complements his values, ambitions, and emotional needs. As we've explored, there are certain types of women who may not align with the principles of a balanced, fulfilling, and healthy relationship. From the materialistic woman who values possessions over emotional connection, to the drama queen who thrives on chaos, each of these types represents a potential challenge that can disrupt your peace and lead to heartache. The Stoics, with their deep understanding of human nature and relationships, remind us that a partner should be someone who contributes positively to our lives. A woman who respects you, values emotional stability, and shares your commitment to growth and harmony is worth cherishing. On the other hand, a relationship with someone who embodies the negative traits we've discussed can be draining, distracting, and ultimately destructive to your well-being. It's important to remember that relationships are not just about avoiding the wrong people, but also about actively seeking the right ones. Look for a woman who is confident yet humble, strong yet compassionate, and ambitious yet grounded. A partner who shares your values and supports your personal growth will not only stand by your side through life's challenges, but will also inspire you to become the best version of yourself. As you navigate the complexities of relationships, always prioritize your peace and well-being. A healthy relationship should elevate you, not drain you. It should provide a sanctuary from the outside world, not become another battlefield. By being mindful of the types of women who might bring more harm than harmony into your life, you can make wiser choices and build a relationship that truly enriches your journey. So, as you move forward, take these lessons to heart. Protect your peace, choose wisely, and remember that the right partner is out there, a woman who will stand with you in life's storms, share in your joys, and walk with you on the path of mutual respect, love, and growth. Stay true to your values, remain strong in your resolve, and let the wisdom of Stoicism guide you in your search for a meaningful and lasting connection. If you found this episode insightful, make sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. Your support helps us continue to share valuable content. And remember, understanding the psychology of relationships is a powerful tool. Use it wisely to build the life you truly deserve.